Alright, this is a short video about the cost overview repository. I created it in this GitHub repository, so you can see everything in this repository. So it's called Cloud Cost Analyzer. And yeah, as you will read more in the article, you can basically analyze multi-cloud cost tracking from AWS and Google Cloud mainly. But yeah, we also have a Stripe integration. We have an incremental load with DLT. We have some advanced analytics reports and dashboarding. And yeah, I will quickly showcase how that's gonna look like. So in this shell command, I have basically downloaded the Git repository. I have set up the DLT configurations and the secrets. I have basically defined the AWS export procedure. So you need to basically export your costs to S3 for AWS. This is described in the article how to do that. And for GCP, you need basically to export the cost into BigQuery. This is also explained here. So I have done both of this. I have extracted all the secrets, and I have put everything in this make file here. So if you run just make, it will run all, as you can see here. If we go to the run all command, we will see it does a ETL command. It does a normalization of the AWS and the GCP normalization, and then it serves, which is basically the Rill dashboards. So if I run that all now, if I just hit make, and now it's downloading the data from AWS first, normalize it. This is basically a view for our specific dashboard. Then it did GCP, and now it did also the Stripe. So you can see here we have all our different data. But let's go straight to the dashboard. So we have two different kind of dashboards. Ones are AWS or GCP specific, and then we have one combined one. So this basically takes the total costs, which is from the AWS and GCP. We have a total revenue, and then we have a margin, which is basically calculated based on Stripe income, and then minus the cost of AWS. So in this case, I have imported my Stripe data for revenue of my book sales, and then I have GCP and AWS. So this is not really a representative, but it's real data, so we can see what has happened for the last 7 days. So we can see some more data here. So this is basically your overall view of your costs and revenue of your whole company. Now, when you want to go specifically into AWS, you can also go on this dashboard. Here you can basically see the costs. You can see the services. So you see the most cost from here comes from the RDS. If you go to the last 7 days, we can see that mostly the region is US East. So that's like the overview, but then you can also go deeper into like line items and specific costs. So you can see this is now really, I can see that the provisioned IOPS was the highest cost for the last month. You can also see the RDS cost me a lot, especially you see the usage type here, you see usage amounts, and you also see that the creation of the database is probably the most expensive one. Yeah, you just get a very clear overview. You can compare to the last 7 days compared to the previous ones. Yeah, you can filter by one specific one. And then you see the details here. And the same you can do for GCP. So here's the overview. You see that the Cloud SQL and Compute Engine are the highest in this project. If we drill down here, you see a license fee for SQL Server. It's the most expensive in this case. And I use US Central and US East. You can click here to see what cost was this. So that was a network notebook spin up. Yes, that's these ones. But then we also have Explore, so you can kind of explore more here. And really drill down to the specific cost, right? Like you would in every, you could open a pivot table with this data, drag and drop your basically your measures and your counts, remove the filters. So you can really do a deep dive analysis, the same for GCP. And then we have some canvas. And yep. So also to mention here is that the dashboards here, the specific ones, they are generated based on a Python script that is borrowed by this AWS Curve Wizard by Twing Data. So they did a great job in basically preparing all the dashboards that they actually make sense. I just added the overview, and the main thing I added is like the DLT pipeline, so we can now basically, if you go to the tech stack here, we basically have now a DLT pipeline that extract incrementally from AWS, GCP, and Stripe, where the other project basically has to do it manually and download the data and put it in a specific directory. Here we automate that part of it. You still need to manually create the report, but then the rest of the pipeline is basically automated. For now, everything works locally. But the next step is to also run it like cloud native. So we have these two options. But yeah, that's it for this this overview. If you have any questions, please open a GitHub issue or let me know in the comments below or So they just